Hello, students! Today we are going to learn the second grammar item of the unit, how long. It is on page 8 of your LOE Unit 1. In today's lesson, you will learn how to use how long to ask about the length of time. You will also learn to identify the length of time, and at last, you will learn how to answer questions about the length of time. In the previous YouTube video, you have learned how to use how far to ask about the distance. Now you are going to learn to use how long to ask about the length of time. Are you ready? Let's go. This funny man here is about to run from A to B and he wonders, how long does it take to go from A to B? Does it take just 10 seconds? The word sec here is the short form of the word second or seconds. Or does it take a few minutes? The word min here, it's a short form of the word minute or minutes. That's such a long way. Does it take longer? Maybe 2 hours? HR here stands for hour or hours. Oh dear. I think it takes even longer than that. 1 day. To describe the length of time, we use seconds, minutes, hours. And in case you've forgotten, 1 minute equals to 60 seconds. And 1 hour equals to 60 minutes. Okay. If you want to ask about the length of time you need to travel from one place to another, you can say, how long does it take to go from the park to the temple? You need the question word how long and then the verb does it take, a to infinitive to go, and then from the starting point to your destination. And of course, you need a question mark at the end of the question. Similarly, if you want to know how much time you need to travel from the car park to the beach, you can say, how long does it take to go from the car park to the beach? Another example, if we want to know the length of time we need to go from our school to Sha Tin Station, what's missing here on the blank? Correct, the verb. Now spend a few seconds to work out the missing words. If you need some more time, you can always pause the video and continue to play it when you're ready. So what's the answer? That's right. Does it take? How long does it take to go from our school to Sha Tin Station? Another challenge for you. If we want to know how much time we need to go from my home to the supermarket, what's missing here on the blank this time? Bingo! A to infinitive. What's the to infinitive we can use to fill in the blank here? Correct. To go. So you can say, how long does it take to go from my home to the supermarket? You can replace it with other to infinitives depending on the situations. For example, if you are driving that day, you can say, how long does it take to drive from my home to the supermarket? Or if you are running that day, you can say, How long does it take to run from my home to the supermarket? Practice time. Imagine you are a tourist in Hong Kong. I'd like to plan my travel routes. Can I get some travel tips? Use what you've learned just now to ask questions. You want to know how much time you need to go from Wong Tai Sin to Choi Hong. How should you form the question? Now pause the video, go grab a piece of paper, and write down the question. Are you ready to check the answer? You need the question word how long, the verb does it take, the to infinitive to go, from the starting point Wong Tai Sin to the destination Choi Hong, and of course a question mark in the end. Now repeat after me. How long does it take to go from Wong Tai Sin to Choi Hong? Perfect. After that, you want to find out the length of time it takes to go from Kowloon Bay to Kwun Tong. How should you form the question? Let's check. How long does it take to go from Kowloon Bay to Kwun Tong? Read after me. How long does it take to go from Kowloon Bay to Kwun Tong? Very good. Now that you know how to ask about the length of time using how long, here comes the next part of the lesson. We're going to learn to use it takes to answer questions about the length of time. When somebody asks you, how long does it take to go from Central to Ocean Park? And it's shown on Google Map that it takes 10 minutes. You can say, it takes 10 minutes to go from Central to Ocean Park. Remember to add s to the verb take after a third person singular pronoun, it. The word does in the question also reminds you of that. In your answer, you can also add the word only to show that it doesn't take very long. It takes only 10 minutes to go from Central to Ocean Park. Another question. How long does it take to go from Chai Wan to Mong Kok? You know that it takes around 1 hour. Then you can say, it takes an hour to go from Chai Wan to Mong Kok. Again, remember to add s to the verb take after the pronoun it. The word does in the question also gives you a hint. If you want to point out that it's just roughly around an hour, you can add the word about in your answer. It takes about an hour or 1 hour to go from Chai Wan to Mong Kok. Challenge time. If somebody asks you, how long does it take to go from Hong Kong to Australia? How should you answer this question? Let's see. It takes 8 hours. Or you can say, it takes about 8 hours to go from Hong Kong to Australia. A grammar tip for you. We always use the phrase it takes to describe the length of time. Never say it uses or it needs. They are wrong. Practice time. Let's see how much you've grasped. Let's look at the question here. How long does it take to go from the bakery to the playground? Look at the picture carefully and choose the correct answer. Do you need a hint? Just now I've told you that it's wrong to say it uses, so option B must be incorrect. Look at the unit here. Min. Min stands for minutes, right. So the correct answer should be, you're right, C. Good job. This time we are given the answer and we need to choose the correct question. The answer goes, it takes about 4 hours. Which two places are we talking about here? Pay attention to the time. 4 hours. And if you need some clues, 2 means here must be wrong, since we are talking about hours, not minutes. 2 hours plus 2 hours equals to 4 hours. So I think we are talking about the length of time we need to travel from the hospital to the beach. So the answer should be, right, B. How long does it take to go from the hospital to the beach? Well done, everyone. Let's do some fill in the blank questions. How should I form the question if I want to know how much time I need to go from the school to the fast food shop? To start with, we need the question word how long. How long does it take to go from the school to the fast food shop? And how should we answer this question? It takes. Right, don't forget to add s after the verb take. How much time does it take? It shows 6 min here. So the answer should be 6 minutes. It takes about 6 minutes. Next question. We want to know the length of time it takes to go from the cinema to the pond. Let's ask the question. We should start with, right, how long? How long does it take to go from the cinema to the pond? And for the answer, it. Right, it takes. After the third person singular pronoun it, we must add s to the back of the verb take. It takes. And for the time we need, it's 2 hours. So the answer should be, it takes about 2 hours. Don't forget to add s to the back of the word hour as well. This time is getting a little bit more complicated. We need to know which two places we are asking about. The answer here shows 12 minutes. So which two places are we talking about? Yes, Kowloon Bay and Kowloon Tong. Let's put down Kowloon Tong together and complete the question together. We should start with the question word how long, and then the verb does it take. How long does it take to go from Kowloon Bay to Kowloon Tong? And for the answer, it takes. It takes about 12 minutes. For this question, we need to do some calculation. We need to work out the total amount of time we need to travel around these places. Let's work out the question together. Again, we start with the question word, how long? And then the verb, does it take? How long does it take to go from Kwun Tong to Tuen Mun? And for the answer, it takes, right. Let's do the calculation. 30 minutes plus 27 minutes. That's all together, right, 57 minutes. It takes about 57 minutes. Don't forget to add the hyphen in between 50 and 7. Ultimate challenge of the day. You'd like to know the length of time you need to go from Kwai Fong to Wong Tai Sin. Write down the question and answer on a piece of paper. Now pause the video if you need more time to do it, and continue to play it when you're ready to check the answer. Let's see if you've got them right. The question goes like this. How long does it take to go from Kwai Fong to Wong Tai Sin? Question mark. And the answer should be, it takes about 25 minutes. Good job, everyone. Let's wrap up what we've learned together in this lesson. We have first learned how to use how long to ask about the length of time. We've also learned to identify the length of time like seconds, minutes, and hours. And at last, we have learned how to answer questions about the length of time using it takes. For consolidation, please finish workbook page 4 as well as your Grammar Train A, exercise 6. If you have any questions or difficulties, ask your teacher during the Zoom lesson. This is the end for today's video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.